Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, January 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 39. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk about LSU landing the top left tackle Jordan Seaton out of the transfer portal. We'll react to the NFC and AFC championship games and give you a Super Bowl preview. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube with the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from Mobile, Alabama at the Panini Senior Bowl, brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Boom!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo, and welcome in to OTB. We are here live from Mobile, Alabama, 2026 Panini Senior Bowl, and our coverage is brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. Jake, Flynn, Alondra here, boots on the ground in Mobile. Tate and Musso? Yep, Musso back in Baton Rouge holding it down inside the Raising Cane studio. We are very excited, going to be here all week long. Already kind of active here in the convention center. In years past, sometimes we've been here and it's been maybe 2 shows going. I guess morning shows decided they wanted to join OTB here at the Senior Bowl, so some activity already. You can tell there's a couple of players that are already up having to do some media here, some sleepy eyes as they get ready for, well, the most important week of their life.
Yeah, well, great early weekend to you, buddy, or week.
I don't even know really what day it is.
I'm excited. I finally got invited to the Senior Bowl, so I finally made it. Excited to get the week started. We are here at the Convention Center here in Mobile, Alabama. And, it's a early morning. And let me tell you, it's a cold morning. And I know we're all feeling it. Everybody in the country is feeling it. I think it's a little bit warmer here than it is back home in Baton Rouge. So I think schools are canceled. I hope everybody has a safe little, stays safe today, stays warm. And, we're feeling it. But we're walking over this catwalk right here from the parking garage. Whoo, that wind was whipping through. Got me feeling like, football weather a little bit. So I bet I'm excited to ask these players if they've, especially a lot of these guys from the South. We just saw Sully Robinson walking around, quarterback at Baylor from Lubbock, Texas. So excited to kind of see, like, hey, have you played in, maybe not half the teams, but a decent portion of the teams that could pick you or you could play for in the NFL are going to have games just like this. So how's that going to – it'll be exciting to see how those guys translate. Excited to see the practices this week. I'm fired up for it. I really am. Just see the best of the best compete. Like the guys that we've seen walking around right now. We saw a kid from Iowa. I think he's about 7'8", about 550, 3% body fat. So he looked pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. Easy, Paul Bunyan. My God.
Yeah, relax. Save some for the rest of us, man. Jeez.
A unit.
Yeah, it's a flowing red locks, flowing red mullet, too. Like, this guy is who you want. Like, I don't even know his name. Don't know anything about him. First round.
He didn't even have to have, his Iowa shorts on either. It's like, yep, you play for Iowa.
Yep, he had shorts on. I think Crocs, too.
Yeah, this is not cold for him. He's one of the fellas you're talking about. This is football weather for them.
This is football weather for them.
Yeah. I don't really know that yesterday's AFC championship game was football weather. We'll leave that up to the masses.
I love it. They're kind of wimps. They can't score any points in the snow. Kind of wimpy.
That's 2 cold weather teams.
Get your stuff together, dude.
And they did not.
They did not.
What's the final? 13-10, 10-7?
10-7.
Oof.
Yeah, 10-7.
The Broncos scored first drive out.
I think it was 10-7 at half, right?
Yeah. Feels right. I know the Broncos scored, they went down and drove.
Yeah.
They hit the big play.
Their second drive, they got it. They scored because both teams went out, maybe not 3 now, but both teams punted first drive. Broncos scored on their second possession.
Yeah, they hit Mims for a 50-something yarder, and then,
Yep. The Broncos Stidham gave them a possession inside the 20 with a he boofed it a little bit, a little lateral.
Oh, my God. What was he doing?
I don't know. He's trying to make a play.
I mean, I get it.
He's just not that guy.
I get it. Just take the sack.
He looked good early on, but I was did not get the opportunity to watch the second half. I was enjoying a little father-daughter dance yesterday, and I wasn't going to obviously miss that for anything in the entire world.
No.
And so didn't care to watch the NFL game yesterday.
Didn't care to at all.
No, I was dancing. I was to the left, to the left.
Oh, we did was it Cupid Shuffle?
We did a little Cupid
Is that
Shuffle.
What that is?
Oh, yeah. We're getting down.
Look, I heard you did great. Lacey even said, your wife said you did great. So
Absolutely,
I'm like,
we did it.
if he didn't do good, she would put him on blast. But
got together, had a little get-ready party. All the little girls in lower school got together, painted their faces, had some drinks,
They had drinks?
Well, it was Shirley Temple's.
Okay. You said that.
Yeah, I did. I kind of said it. I was like, oh, obviously.
What?
Not me. Water all day because we had a drive, a little late-night drive last night.
Yeah, you did. You said somebody offered you a cold pop at 2:30, and you said, not today.
Not today. Got to get to the Senior Bowl for the first time.
And you have to drive because you have a baby tummy.
Yes, I do. I suffer from two things in life. One is diagnosed squirrel seer. The other is can't ride in a car for 5 minutes without getting car sick.
Airplanes were good, though.
We're good on airplanes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so we are going to be here all week long, and sometimes players will come in, come out. Like, there's no scheduled time as far as, like, really, even if it is a scheduled time. I've been here enough times to know that might not be how it plays out. But obviously, we're going to get all the LSU players that are here. I believe the final list has 3 LSU players on it. Is that correct? We looked at
That's what I was checking. So the list was fluctuating the last couple of weeks. By the into last week, I think we had 5. But currently, only 3 players are set on the roster. I guess this has to be confirmed, right? So Garrett Nussmeier, Barry Brown, Aaron Anderson are the 3 LSU Tigers that are at least on the roster as of right now. Late drops, late additions probably happening up until today, right?
I'm going to try to see if we can ask because Molly Middleton, who's in charge of all the PR media stuff, I'll ask her because Jack Piper and A.J. Halsey were the other names. And, man, and it's no disrespect to Jack Piper, but I want to see A.J. Halsey.
Right.
That was one of the players I think I was most excited about.
Yeah.
Was to have him and to see him.
Yeah, and I don't even know what kind of his stock is right now, what the communication is about him. He's played a lot of football, and he's played a lot of really good football. Does he really have anything to come out here and prove? I guess everybody really does. You got something to prove, but I think he's put a lot of game tape on film that is going to overshadow probably anything that he could do here currently. So, but of course, I would love to see him on the football field again.
Typically, like a guy like A.J. Halsey, if you get some good news, like some good grade back, it's like, okay, well, maybe I don't have to go there. So again, we'll get confirmation on how many LSU players are actually going to be here, what that final number is going to be, but very excited to catch up with Garrett Nussmeier, and you mentioned Barry Brown and Aaron Anderson.
Yep.
Obviously, you're a big fan of his and kind of what he brings to the table.
Look, I found it interesting this morning. Just kind of got the draft stuff. A lot more draft stuff's going to come every week. I saw that Mel Kiper on his list of quarterbacks had Garrett Nussmeier sitting at 4. So a little bit of a surprise there based on the season and everything, but excited for him and the opportunity. Man, what an opportunity, golden opportunity for Garrett Nussmeier this week here in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he might be one of the players that has the biggest opportunity and can kind of, improve his draft stock as much as anybody. And that's not just us as LSU people saying that. That is talking with Drew Fabianich, the executive director of the Panini Senior Bowl. So, look, we do have a ton to get to. We're going to break early here. Luke Altmyer, Illinois quarterback, is going to join us when we come back. So, like I said, we'll have some guests kind of popping in and out. So we'll have our first guest of the week when we come back here. It is OTB. We are live from the Panini Senior Bowl, brought to you by First American Bank and Trust.
Off the bench.
All right, there is a new star of downtown Baton Rouge, and that is Bally's Casino and Hotel. Bally's of Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel. It is brand new. Sure, it got renovated, but everything is new. They did not leave any stone unturned. They made sure that the entire property got an upgrade. So if you're looking for a night out, if you're local in Baton Rouge, if you're looking for a staycation, or if you're from out of town and you want to come to an LSU sporting event, whatever the situation, however you get to Baton Rouge, you need to check out the brand new Bally's of Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel.
That's right. Bally's. Baton Rouge, we got an absolute diamond in the rough upgrade over there. Man, they've turned a once kind of a dormant facility over there into a beautiful pop. And I'm going to tell you, it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is 100% first class. So 25,000 square feet game facility, huge DraftKings sportsbook, a beautiful, brand new, completely renovated hotel right there. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile. Presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, and welcome back in. It is OTB. Again, we are live here from the Panini Senior Bowl. Trip brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. Hester, Flynn, and now joined by Luke Altmyer, quarterback from Illinois. Luke, we appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me, man. It's cool.
Yeah, you said you're training here in Mobile, though, so it's a pretty easy commute for you, because we were wondering, like, because there's bad weather all over, certainly like the southeast portion of the country that doesn't know how to handle kind of cold, snowy weather. But for you, you just drove across the bay.
Literally, I was 15 minutes. I woke up in my bed, I guess Sunday, and drove over 15 minutes. People were telling me all their connecting flights and canceled flights, and I was laid up chilling and just drove over and got a valet park. So
there you go. So how was the so since the season's over, like, what's that schedule been like for you? Did you go straight into training? Did you take a couple of days? But you've been in Mobile.
That's right.
But are you doing a lot of speed, agility training, or is it mostly, man, I'm trying to be the best quarterback?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I finished the bowl game, kind of New Year's around then.
Yep.
Took about 5 days off and hopped right into it. So, you kind of hit the ground running. You go right into kind of all-encompassing training, speed, pretty obviously quarterback training. So it's a mixture of everything, and even kind of meeting and interview, prep too, which is probably the most challenging part, because pretty big questions that you got to answer, which is awesome. But it's everything. It's really challenging and uncomfortable at times, but really, really cool. And so it's been good.
Look, I remember when I was training for the combine, the most random thing we did, the guy that was training us made us take an improv class, like an acting improv class.
What?
So we were like ready for any type of question, because the coaches and scouts, they're a little famous for throwing you oddball questions.
Since we've been in this process, though, a team did get in trouble because they did cross the line. I don't know if you remember that, about questions they were asking. So they fixed it a little bit. They can't ask you anything too wild. Now, it'll try to get you uncomfortable, though.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll be ready for whatever, hopefully.
There you go.
I probably need some improv for sure. Yeah.
That was a little weird.
Yeah, it's interesting.
All right, so you transfer from Ole Miss to Illinois. You get to Illinois, and y'all had some of the most successful seasons in really the school history. What was it like for you, though? I mean, being from Starkville, Mississippi, you go to Ole Miss, and then you go about as far away, it feels like, as you possibly could.
Right, yeah. It was the first time in my life that I was getting out of my comfort zone, kind of, holistically, kind of in the big picture. So it was very uncomfortable at the time, but thank God it was. So much growth and development, happened in that time through obstacles I had to climb over and hard times and adversities, but it brought out a lot of great moments at Illinois.
Yeah.
It was so cool for the community to experience some winning seasons, and sold out the stadium a lot, which hadn't happened, in a whole long time. So it was just great to see the fans that were, 40-year season ticket holders coming up to you and just thanking you just for bringing good wins to Illinois. So it was just such an awesome time. I wear the logo of pride, and loved where I played, loved the system that I was in, loved the head coach that I played for. But yeah, uncomfortable, but man, thank God that it was. So much character was developed, and a lot of just fun football. It was, I loved my teammates, loved the way we prepared, and a lot of good things happened.
Yeah, so you talk about loving your system in college, and so I'm so interested to watch the quarterbacks, of course, this week in practice, because I think there's a lot of offensive styles that colleges run right now don't necessarily immediately translate to what the NFL style kind of is. A lot of shotgun, clap counts, and a lot. If you're not taking a lot of under center snaps, but we were talking before we jumped on here. You kind of have the familiarity with that. You do some stuff under center. So like if you have that already in your arsenal, that's a big step up.
For sure. I think that's kind of one thing that separates me going into the week, a little bit. I've played in the Big Ten, and then kind of the mentality of the Big Ten is kind of run the football, get under center, and more of an old school type of football. Certainly it's transitioning a little bit to more of a modern spread in the gun with your clap count stuff, which we experienced and we played with a lot, but a lot of times I was under center, making checks, making kills, and kind of making, mic points and things like that. So, like, I'm very comfortable with it, under center football, and I'm using that to my advantage certainly in this week, and I think it'll show. So I'm excited about it. But, yeah, certainly, Big Ten, playing in that weather, more of an old school type of football, but, like we were successful with it, obviously, and it'll translate, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, it's like probably the MVP of the NFL, their leading personnel this year was 13 personnel for the Rams. So, like, it's a little bit different game than across the country in college. So I'm excited that you have that experience under center. So that's like I said, that's a big leg up. If you're taking a snap from under the center for the first time since like 8th grade, it's tough, man.
I'll tell you what. So last year, the group of quarterbacks that was here, like none of those guys had done it. And they could barely get through practice because they kept fumbling the snap. They had to stay after every day. So, like, you having that experience, obviously, Luke is going to be big for you. Like, what do you want, though, what's the main thing this week that you want to make sure that you get done? And I'll give you an example. Like, for me, when I was here, I played running back at LSU, but I knew I was going to play fullback in the NFL. So it's like, hey, bud, you got to show that you can do it this week. So I had, like, a main goal. What is it for you that you want to show every scout here this week?
Yeah, I don't know. Just, man, I'm a clean football player. I'm experienced. I've seen a lot of ball, and, like, I've seen all the looks, playing a lot of different systems with Kiffin and Brett Bielema. So, man, I'm a efficient player. I do the right things on the field and take care of the football. And certainly you want to show how strong you are and kind of you can make those throws that they make in the NFL. But I believe I can. So I'm not going to overthink it, man. I'm going to go attack it and play clean, play efficient, and say the right things and do the right things. It's all what I've always done, how I've been raised, and so I'm just going to enjoy it. If I enjoy it, I'll be in a good spot. So, but yeah, I'm confident just where I came from and how it prepared me, and just going to bring that to it and let them kind of have their assessments, and I'm going to compete my tail off, and that's what I love to do. I love the game, love to prepare, and so. I think it'll put me in a good spot overall.
Yep. So speaking of competing, of course, there's going to be other quarterbacks here, and you're going to get on the field, and there's going to be one-on-ones, there's going to be individuals, there's going to be team drills, 2-minute drills. They're going to, the works when it comes to practice. Is there something in practice this week? And I'm sure you've watched Senior Bowl practices like throughout the years, like on NFL Network or wherever it is. Is there something that you're looking forward to the most in practice this week?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just the team settings for sure. Like that's football. Like 11 on 11. The rest of it's great and all fun, but running a clean operation and communicating and making the right plays, like that's kind of like the goal of the game. Yeah. So if I can operate well in those settings, like that's a win for sure. But yeah, like when kind of those individual settings for sure, you want to kind of showcase yourself.
Now, did they send a playbook or anything to y'all a week in advance or a couple weeks in advance to start at least familiarizing a little bit with the terminology, since you got to call the play?
Yeah, for sure. A couple days before, Coach Scott Tolzien's our coordinator, and so he. We hopped on a Zoom Friday, and he sent over the playbook, which is fairly simple, with all the rules and stuff like that. And so, pretty familiar with it, just kind of with what we're running and playing under center a little bit, so I'm excited.
All right.
What is Scott Tolzien?
Yeah, Scott. So Scott's great. So I was teammates with Scott in Green Bay for a little while, and he's been on the show multiple times. And so it's Scott's a great dude, man. You're going to love him.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy it. So. Luke, you did mention Lane Kiffin there. You did start your career at Ole Miss. We're a Louisiana kind of LSU show. Yeah. So your thoughts on Lane Kiffin and maybe how you think he'll do at LSU?
Yeah, I think overall he'll tear it up, and he's such a good ball coach, man. He's taking Ole Miss to a place they've never been before, man, and that's that's all credit to him. I played for him for 2 years, and just the way he thinks out of the box, and it's so hard to kind of pick up a tendency on is like he's as good as it gets from an X's and O's standpoint offensively. The way he plays fast and kind of so explosive. So I think he'll tear it up. Great recruiter, obviously, and he'll get good players. And thankful for my time there. He taught me a lot of football. Certainly he's a quarterback guy, and I was grateful to be able to learn kind of how to push the ball down the field a little bit and kind of understand that side of the game, which was a great helpful tool for me. It really was. I learned a lot there at Ole Miss.
So, speaking of talking about Lane, and we just got through like this crazy like portal season, right? Yeah. You seem like a pretty down to earth guy, like a guy that could have played like in our day when you got a $400 like scholarship check every month. So how was the whole NIL world? Because it changes so much as a player trying to navigate that. You transferred once, but you were at Illinois for a decent amount of time. Like, so how was that when you go into that as a player? Trying to figure out if you're going to do this, or you're going to do that, are you going to go in the portal, are you not? Like, what was that world like? How was those conversations with your family? Did you have an agent? Like, how did you navigate those waters and just stay focused on the job at hand?
It's tricky because it's the first time you're experiencing making a big adult decisions like that, with all the money that's being thrown around these days, and certainly there is. There's a lot of money being thrown around to these kids that are experiencing that for the first time, and their families experiencing that for the first time, and really these coaches experiencing it for the first time. So it's all new, and we're all figuring it out at once, and it happens really fast. So you gotta make good long-term decisions. It's easy to make these quick materialistic decisions that you can grab at. These money that may not set you up long-term in the right way. So I try to do that, in my situation, setting myself up long-term, doing the right thing, not being selfish. So it's tricky. Yeah, it is. It's a lot to be desired for out there, man. And but it's been a blessing. I'll say that for sure. I've tried to use it in the right way, and I think I have with the people helping me. So yeah, there's a lot of people helping me with family and agents and helping me make good character decisions it's tricky out there, especially with all the tampering, and that's a real thing. So it's a crazy world of football. It needs probably some revision, a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, maybe a rule or two.
But it's good for us players, I'll tell you that. Yeah. And a lot of blessings, using them in the right way.
Yeah, we're just old, bitter, jealous guys. Our little scholarship check that we used to get. Luke, last one before we let you go. You are from Mississippi. You played at Illinois. Settle a debate between us. Football weather. Is it hot, humid, summer days, or is it what we saw in the AFC Championship game?
I mean, anybody can play in those hot weather games, man. Like, anybody can. It's, you see in the AFC game yesterday, like, people started to struggle in that cold weather, and you're going to play in the league and you're going to play successful football. You're going to play in those games, and that's the difficult one.
That's right.
Anybody can play.
Football was created up north, people.
For sure.
That's right.
100%.
He played for the Packers. I played for the Chargers. You can tell.
You get it.
Which one? Hey, Luke, man, we appreciate the time. Best of luck, and looking forward to watching this week.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, seriously, good luck. We'll be watching. Keep that mindset, too. It'll press in these meetings and stuff. Keep that mindset. You're going to do well.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Illinois quarterback Luke Altmyer was good enough to join us. We know he's got a role. He's probably got 4 or 5 more interviews. He had the early schedule of interviews here today. We appreciate it, man. Look forward to watching you out at practice. And we talked about it, man. It's going to be a good group of quarterbacks out here. A lot of experienced guys, a lot of guys that have done it for a long time. And look, he is somebody that kind of was a part of the Illinois program changing, right? They had their most success. We always talk about Indiana and what they did. Illinois also was winning games at a higher clip than they ever really have before. And Luke Altmyer certainly a big part of that.
Yeah, they finished the season beating Tennessee.
Yeah.
In the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. So, obviously, a lot of success. And, man, I don't know. Did we just get spoiled on our first interview?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think we did. All right, so I think we're going to have one more coming up. So we're going to head and take a break here. And when we come back, we'll continue the interviews from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl. And our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust.
Off the bench.
All right, go to boudreauxelectrical.com. Once you go to the website, top right corner of the website is where you get that free Generac quote. You go ahead and get that Generac going. Probably feeling pretty fat and cocky here the last couple days, knowing that you were going to be protected by that whole home generator. It's more power, it's more protection, and like we said, it is the ultimate peace of mind. So next time that you have any severe weather in your area, just know if you make that call to Boudreaux's, you have that whole home generator, then you are ready to go. As soon as the power goes out for everybody else, you hear the humming and you are ready. BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Yeah, if you've called Boudreaux's Boudreaux's electrical this past year, since we've been telling you to do it, you're probably feeling a little cocky right now. People probably treating you a little differently around the neighborhood because, well, you might be the only one with the lights on, with the heater running in. My God, do we need it, because it is cold, cold, cold. If you haven't done it, maybe get that peace of mind yourself. Boudreaux'sElectrical.com. Start that free Journal quote today.
Bench with Hester and Flynn, live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB. We are live here from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl. And, of course, our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. And I think that Matt Flynn might have scheduled our interviews here today. We've had two, and it's the second quarterback that we've had here on the show. Cole Payton, North Dakota State quarterback, joins us now.
There's no reason to talk to any other position. It's all about the quarterbacks.
Always doesn't exist. There's not a fullback
not
here.
A fullback on the roster, bud.
Yeah, there's not one here, but it's okay. We got quarterbacks here. Cole, we appreciate your time. Thanks for hopping on with us. And we were talking a little bit before the show. You're training in Irvine, California. So you had to get here probably a little bit early to beat this crazy weather, right?
That's right. Yeah, we got in Friday night, so been here a while now, and it was nice just to settle in, to ease into this week.
Yeah, you can make fun of us down south for this being crazy weather if you want to.
Yeah. You're kind of walking into this week with a big advantage, because this is, like you were telling us before, this isn't cold to you, and this is just kind of normal weather, so you got an advantage.
Yeah, in Fargo, there's 2 feet of snow on the ground right now, and so
that's right.
Nothing.
All right, so you're coming from North Dakota State, and a lot of times, like if someone was coming from the FCS, like we would go through the whole small school, blah, blah, blah. Like for you in North Dakota State, like y'all don't feel that way, because, I mean, y'all have gone against multiple FBS schools. Y'all have won those games. Y'all have won championships, and that's kind of the standard of what y'all's football program is.
Yeah, there's nothing intimidating about, coming in with and competing versus SEC guys, ACC guys, whatever it is. Like, we've always had a chip on our shoulder, and we're looking to prove that we're the best. So that's always kind of been the mindset.
Yeah. So how is your season ends, and then what's your schedule been like leading up to this moment? I know you're probably combine training, speed, and all that stuff, but from a quarterback standpoint, like how are you preparing? Where are you training at?
Yeah, so down in Irvine, I'm working with a guy by the name of Jay Keeps. And so he worked with Will Howard last year. He helps, he's a high school football coach in Denver. And so the biggest thing for us is, obviously throwing a little bit, but interview prep, getting on the board, hammering me with the tough questions when we're going to meet with NFL teams, and then watching a bunch of film and learning the game. And so those are kind of the biggest things.
Do you have like your plays like kind of prep, because you're going to get asked like, hey, if you get cover 2, what's your you got to check, you got to cover 3, you have all those plays in your head. These are what I'm going to draw.
Exactly what we're doing.
Exactly. So, that's perfect.
All right, so you're a guy who obviously is a dual-threat quarterback. I think you had over 130 rushes on the year. So, like, when you're in a setting like this, where I guess you have to kind of wait to the game maybe to kind of show exactly what you can do in the run game, like, how do you want to make sure teams see you? Is it like, okay, I can't maybe run in practice, so let me make sure that I show them the arm? Or, like, how do you go into it knowing that there's a piece of your game that you can't fully show until the game?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the quarterback position, there's so much to it. And so, like, being a commanding presence in the huddle, understanding my assignment, understanding everyone else's assignments, and then just having fun and ripping it around the yard. I think this week will be huge.
This is something that I'm really curious to talk to all the quarterbacks this week about. Is there's a big difference between the style of football in the NFL from a quarterback position than most or a lot of colleges. There's a lot more under center. We see some of the best NFL offenses are running 13 personnel, 21, 12 and most colleges are 11 personnel usually, and it's not. So I'm really curious to see, like, how was your offense in college? Did you do under center? And if not, is that something you're kind of trying to train right now and doing?
Yeah, so at NDSU, it was very much a pro style.
Oh, that's
offense.
fantastic.
Yeah, I have a
So
sweatshirt that says "In fullbacks we trust."
I was going to say,
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Well,
I was going to say, we don't have fullbacks here. I can call up a few fullbacks and get them down here from NDSU. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be immersed in that kind of system and get under center and run play action and keeper fakes and do it all.
Yeah.
Do it all, really. Make checks at the line of scrimmage. We're huddling, and I know most teams in college don't even huddle, and so
right.
I definitely have an advantage.
Was this your snap count?
It was not.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Ironically, that was our silent cadence if it was super loud. But
right.
No, we used a verbal cadence.
I mean, that's gonna be a big advantage for you. And we're not joking.
We joke about it a little bit, but it's like
it
for
real.
real.
Line
it's
of scrimmage, to be commanding, to be able to point out the mic, to be able to get to a second play if you've got to kill a play, and to actually feel confident under the center. I mean, we just had Luke Altmyer on, and I was telling him the story last year. The quarterbacks that were here, and some of those were first rounders, they couldn't practice because they kept fumbling under the center, and they had to stay after every single day of practice to try to get it. So, like, you coming in with that being a part of your offense is a big advantage.
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, it's a big reason why I stayed at NDSU for 5 years and wanted to go there in the first place because of not only the success but that pro style effect.
Yeah. Did you grow up a fan of anybody? Any NFL team?
So being from Omaha, Nebraska, I grew up a Husker fan.
Okay.
For college, and then when it comes to the NFL, I'm a Bears fan.
All right.
Just my dad was growing up in the '80s.
Yeah.
When they were good,
there you go.
So
there you go.
Big Walter Payton fans, and so yeah.
There you go. You lose that fandom real quick though. Whenever you get selected, you hear your name called by somebody else. I grew up a Cowboy. I grew up a Cowboys fan. I hated the Cowboys after I went to Green Bay and was like, nah, it's not. Cowboys aren't it anymore. But what are you looking forward to most? So you're doing all this training. You're at the end of the day, you're competing against these other quarterbacks. Yep. Of course, you're going to be friends with them. They're great dudes and everything, but it's everything you do from here on out's a competition, right? What are you looking forward to the most? I'm sure you've watched combine practices before, like on NFL Network or whatever it is. What are you looking forward to most in these practices to really show your skill set?
I think exactly what you said. It's just compete and show that I'm the best at the end of the day. Obviously, connect with some guys, learn and grow and improve, but compete for sure.
Yeah.
Did you have any conversations with any of your former North Dakota State teammates? Because there's been a ton here. Every year there's at least one or two that have come to the game and actually, been drafted. Did you have any conversation with them, maybe what to expect this week?
A little bit, yeah. So working or being a teammate of Gray Zabel's, Gray was here last year. He was only a year older than me, and so got pretty close with him at NDSU, and then so we actually he also trained in Irvine with the same agency, and so we've got a connection there, and so I've been in contact with Gray about a lot of different things. And so he's been a great help, and been rooting for him this season. They've been doing well. The Seahawks.
Yeah, he had a really nice individual season as well.
Yeah, Gray's been a great resource. So
the
How dare you?
I got distracted by someone sending coffee over there. We hadn't had coffee yet this morning.
So you mentioned you grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. We were talking a little bit beforehand. You've gone to the College World Series a time or two.
Best.
Do you have maybe a favorite memory? Because I was telling you, obviously being LSU related here, Omaha is something our fan base certainly appreciates. LSU was able to win it last year in Omaha. You got any memories that stick out of your time growing up going to the College World Series?
I do, yeah, and this is going to throw it back a little bit. I remember going to the College World Series before it was at, TD Ameritrade Charles Schwab. It was at Rosenblatt.
That's right.
By the zoo, and I remember we were sitting in the outfield. I think South Carolina was playing somebody, and we were sitting in right field, and on the first row, and I was probably 10 years old.
Yeah.
And my buddy and I were messing around. And I had a baseball cap on, and it fell onto the field. And I remember the right fielder, I can't remember who it was, came over and grabbed my hat and gave it back to me. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, because I went from this moment of total embarrassment,
right.
and then this star right fielder, grabbing my hat. And so I'll never forget that. And that was at Rosenblatt.
It was.
You're kind of a big deal.
I wonder if that was when South Carolina won back-to-back. I bet it was. I bet it was during that run they made. And I bet it was Jackie Bradley.
It was.
Is that who it was?
I think it was Jackie Bradley, yeah.
Yep. So, he turned out to be a big leaguer for a long time. So, that's cool. That's cool you got the moment.
Out.
Yeah.
I feel like I know. I'm hoping there's an answer you're going to give me to this. This is a question we like to ask. We can't deal with kids now in college. We're getting old now. Football movies. Have you ever seen the movie Varsity Blues?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go, Cole.
So you're going to crush this week. You're going to absolutely crush this week.
Well, so the first time I saw that was last year, actually.
Okay, all right.
And
doesn't matter when you saw it, you've seen it.
So Tim Polasek, our head coach at NDSU, he threw it on the TV in the buses when we bussed down to, I think we were playing South Dakota last year. And great movie. That was awesome.
Yeah. How bad y'all beat them, obviously. Probably crushed them.
We've asked that for a year and a half, and you're the first person to get the answer.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, it is unbelievable, the guys that have not seen that movie. So you're A-OK in our book. We're going to be rooting for you. We were before, but even more so now.
First right now.
Hey, man, we appreciate your time, Cole. Best of luck. Enjoy this week, man, and make the most of it.
Really appreciate it. Good luck.
Go crush it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
All right, we will step away. More OTB when we come back here. I almost said live from the Raising Cane studio. We're out of the studio. We are boots on the ground here at the Panini Senior Bowl. More coverage coming your way.
Off the bench.
All right, go check out our friends over at First American Bank and Trust. You can go to their website, and that's FABT.com. And they are, one of the reasons why we're here. They are floating this trip for us to be here at the Panini Senior Bowl, and you can go check them out again online and kind of do everything online banking. You can check out all they can do for you, personal business banking and loans. We always talk about it, right? The decisions are made here locally in Baton Rouge, not on the north east portion of the country, not in the West Coast, not in the Midwest, no, right here locally, and they've been doing it since 1910. All right, so you don't do anything for that long, certainly not in the banking business that long unless you're doing things the right way and you're there for your customers. FABT.com.
Now, back to Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB, and again, we are live here, Mobile, Alabama, Panini Senior Bowl. And shout out to you, First American Bank and Trust, for helping us get here.
There we go.
Hang out, cover practice, and get QB1 throwing finger points at you.
Yeah, it happened. It's not won't be the last time. I blacked out a little bit. I did. I thought so. We hadn't had coffee all morning, so they don't have coffee. Someone yelled over here. Nope. I don't know what they yelled. I thought they yelled coffee, and you know me. It's a medical condition, okay? I get distracted. I looked over there, and I was like, well, we're still in an interview. And he got done answering your question, and I was like, I got nothing for you. Pew, pew, over there, bud.
The best part was you tried.
I was like, come on.
Your brain.
I was like, come on, improv classes, kick in.
It was smoking, and you were trying to go,
nope.
He said nope and pointed at me. I bet that's the first time that Cole's ever done an interview that the co-host said nope and finger.
I ain't got nothing for you, kid. Because I'd already asked them like some of my questions I got written down here, so I didn't want to like re-ask like, hey, what are you looking forward to the most? So I had nothing. We saved it though. Yeah. He's seen Varsity Blues.
That's true.
So
and then let's see,
kind of a big deal.
Tay did the research and he said that they beat South Dakota 51-13 that day. So
they beat them.
Yeah, North Dakota State beat them 51-13.
Who we play tonight? Well, South Dakota State.
So we're
sorry about it.
tonight we play Bain.
I love that, dude. The coach putting it on.
Yeah.
Do you think he put like the made-for-TV version?
No.
So they're on those like little tiny bus.
On a bus.
Greyhound TVs. Hey, it's not the most ideal way to watch Varsity Blues, but better than nothing.
Yeah, he's seen it. So
good for them. He got excited too. He smiled when I asked that question.
He did. He did. So we've asked a lot of quarterbacks through media days. I bet Luke Altmyer's seen it though. He had a very I've seen Varsity Blues feel to him.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to catch him.
Yeah.
When he's walking back through here.
Hey,
Luke,
you seen Varsity Blues?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, okay, we're good.
Yep.
Next. We'll report, though. When we see him, we'll see him probably roaming the halls again. We'll get that question answered. And so I promise you, I will not make that mistake again and forget to ask.
So we are going to – so our plan here this week is to obviously, as we mentioned in the first segment, catch up with every LSU player. But also we wanted to catch up with every quarterback as well. So we've got two of those guys that we had a conversation with, Luke Altmyer from Illinois and then Cole Payton there from NDSU. But if we go back to Luke Altmyer, he did mention Lane Kiffin. And gave a pretty good endorsement there of his time with Lane Kiffin. And just so you're wondering, we also talked, off air, and it was the same thing. So that was a genuine, comment.
We did not give him a script.
We did not, but yeah, he said like off air, he's like, yeah, he's going to crush it there.
Yeah.
It's like that guy with quarterbacks and his offense and how he teaches quarterbacks. And so, I don't know that every Ole Miss player here that we interview, if we end up talking with them, will, just because they probably are still hurt, whatever, feel the burn. That's somebody that's been removed from it and talked about his appreciation for what Lane Kiffin has done in his career.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty common. Like how he talked about Lane was pretty common. It's like when I ask anybody we talk to, says the same thing. He's a really great coach. He's a really great coach. He's off the field, not like your normal person coach, whatever it is, but like a great coach. And we've seen it everywhere he's been. The development of quarterbacks that we've seen, and we're talking to a former quarterback of his who obviously went on to another school and had a lot of success. And Luke Altmyer is here at the Senior Bowl. And I like Luke a lot. I like Cole a lot, too. These two guys, just from a personality standpoint, certainly different personalities. I felt like me and Luke were a little kindred spirits a little bit. Yeah. Cole seemed like a tough, nasty, a
little Ivan Drago.
He looked like, I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm here to whip your ass.
Yeah.
That's what he looked. That's the aura that I got from him. So excited to see both those guys. And, I've heard the name Luke Altmyer a little bit more than Cole Payton, but I'm excited to see both of these guys compete. I like it. And shockingly, the first two quarterbacks that we've talked to said they have a lot of experience under center.
Yeah.
That's not normal for college football this day and age.
No. And Cole Payton being from NDSU.
Yep. I wish I would have known that a little bit more.
Oh, dude, they will run multiple fullbacks. Last year or 2 years ago, they had a play where they had 4 fullbacks in on the goal line.
What was that person?
So they're not afraid to run a fullback.
God.
So, yeah, I mean, honestly, he's going to have an advantage. Like, guys that
you really
think
do.
about, like, you master your craft. You think so being a college football player, even though you have no idea what's to come. But you think you're a master of it, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, no. See, we don't do that here.
Right.
We'll do some of it a little bit, like on, sub downs. We'll do some of that. But for the most part, you're actually going to completely change, like that drop that you used to take. No, that's out.
That's
that
done.
little clap, that's
Dude,
out.
Let me tell you that so when I asked Cole just now if this was a snap count, and I clapped and he laughed.
He did laugh.
And like a negative, like disparaging way towards the clap count. I hope he has a 50-year NFL career because of that. Like I became a fan of his because he laughed at the clap count, because LSU's going to do it next year. I got it. But, and this isn't just about LSU, it's about everybody. The clap count is dumb, and it's the worst. And I don't understand the point of it. Anyway.
It's okay. We are on a mission to make sure everybody knows it.
We're going to tell them.
Yeah.
Let the people know.
And a guy like Cole Payton's going to do well, I think, this week because of it. While we have some time, want to remind you that there's going to be 3 LSU players here. I'm trying to look for anybody, see if we can get any word on, well, that too. A.J. Halsey and Jack Pyburn, and why they're not here. But we are going to catch up with all 3 LSU players during this week. And, again, it's going to be kind of interview here, interview there. You don't really know when you're going to have one. So, from segment to segment, Flynn.
Yeah, we're just going to be bouncing around.
Get
it's
your
okay.
notes ready.
Oh, dude, it's kind of weird when they come up to the table and clearly they don't know us. We don't know them. And I'm sitting here Googling them right here. I got like their Wikipedia page up and they're just staring at it. And I'm like, yeah, that's me trying to learn who you are real quick in the next 30.
A subtle way, like you just pull up.
Well, I started doing it. I just put it down. I just did it on my phone. But then it looked like I was texting in front of them. I didn't want to be rude.
It's okay. Look, if you're doing a deep dive into NDSU football, you're a sicko like me.
Yeah, I know.
So
41 personnel? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
not running backs.
Well, yeah, because it was no running backs. It was all fullbacks and 1 tight end. So, yeah, 41, the way the good Lord intended. Cole Payton last year did throw for 2,700 yards, completed 72% of his passes. Now, he only had 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but he also ran for 777 yards, 13 touchdowns on the ground.
700 yards.
Yeah, and that's taking sack yardage away as well.
Yeah.
In college football. So he took 22 sacks, minus 124 yards. So we're talking about basically a 900-yard rusher in college. So I did like his answer for, because you can't show the entire skill set here when you're a dual threat quarterback. Like, you're not going to go out there and run Q power at practice. And if you do, it's tag off, and you're not going to be able to. So he realized that. And he's like, hey, I want to go spin it around. I want to go show. Like, I think they know I can run the football. I need to go show that I can do it with my arm. So.
Yeah. There's always something that these quarterbacks are. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, what are you looking forward to most? Because if you want to show that you can spin it, then there's times to do that. There's one-on-one. There's individual drills, 7-on-7s. So there's always different drills that, as a quarterback, I always used to love 7-on-7s. All quarterbacks do. One-on-ones, fantastic. It's awesome to watch from a quarterback and corner standpoint, corner and receiver standpoint. But it's a huge deal for the quarterback as well. Throwing guys open, it's a great time to show that you got like the back shoulder throw in your repertoire, the low and away shoulder, the high ball, the throw to only where your guy can get it type guy, because you're going to get coverage.
Off the bench.
Yep.
Well, go to K to Z. KTOZBlinds.com.
I was done anyway.
Yeah, he was. He maxed out. He just went, whoo. KTZBlinds.com is the website. And always remember, you can have Brandon Barton and team come out to your space, know your space, learn your space, change your space in just a matter of minutes. They've done it for me. They can do it for you as well. That's interior and outdoor living. So if you need drapes, if you need blinds, shutters, like whatever it is, motorized outdoor screens, they have got you covered from every single angle. You think that guy's got the coffee?
Yeah,
I guess a lot of coffee. Okay, go to KTZBlinds.com.
Sorry, KTZBlinds.com. K to Z Interiors, outdoor living, interior, outdoor, whatever it is. K to Z Interiors and outdoor, they will help you build your ideal living space. Brandon Barton and company, they will come in, check your space, see exactly what you need, and get you ready to roll. That's KTZBlinds.com.